Park, Liam Rain. There's one change in the Sarsfields League team. Paul Leopold is replacing Ray Ryan. The team is in goal, Alan Kennedy. Full back line, Thomas Crowley, Craig Leahy and William Carney. Number 18 playing at right half back, Paul Leopold. Number 6, Conor O'Sullivan. And number 7, Ina Martin. Number 8, Daniel Carney. And number 9, Owen Quigley. Number 10, Gerald Loughlin. And number 11, Cian McCarthy. Number 12, Daniel Roach. Number 13, Owen Sullivan. Full forward at 14, Kieran Murphy. And corner forward wearing number 15, Tygo Murphy. In goal, Richie Cunningham. Full back line wearing number 2, Brendan O'Sullivan. Wearing number 3, John Grace. And wearing number 4, Barry Ring. The half back line wearing number 5, Kenneth Walsh. Wearing number 6, Conor Spillane. And wearing number 7, Ollie Dempsey. Centre of the field, you have Andrew Joyce wearing number 8 and wearing number 9, Alan Frahal O'Connor, who is also the captain. At number 10, Kieran O'Mahony, and number 11, Bill Cooper, and number 12, Damien Ring. Wearing 13, Brett Maloney, wearing 14, Brendan Ring, and wearing number 15, James O'Mahony. And the referee for today's game is Nathan Wall from Carrigaline.
I'm joined in the commentary by Mickey Welch, who will give us some expert analysis into this game. But Mickey, we hear of a few positional changes on the Youghal team before the start of this game, and you know they won't line out as named in the programme, I don't think.
No, we just heard there when I go to the Kieran O'Mahony, very big man. He's in full forward. Brendan Ring is going to centre forward, and Andrew Joyce is going to wing forward, and Brett Maloney is going out in the other wing, and Damien is going into the corner. But I'd say he might play a bit of a roving game. But it's the same 15 is on the programme, and there's some really serious matchups in this match. Midfield, we believe Bill Cooper and Alan Frahal on midfield against Owen Quigley from Wexford and Daniel Carney. Very strong sales team who are going for their 5th county title in 8 years. But you all train hard. The field is immaculate. It's like a billiard table. There's a lovely bit of grass now with all the rain, and it was cut recently, lined. It's a lovely setting, and there is a big crowd here, Owen, considering the big match in Penny.
Youghal are playing with a little bit of a breeze. They're attacking the scoreboard end and the dressing room end. So I beg your pardon, Sarsfields playing down towards the trees there. If you will know the Rostillan pitch.
Yeah, Brendan Ring is going out centre forward. Bill Cooper is on Daniel Carney. What a match-up. And Cian McCarthy and Conor Spillane. I'm sure they'll have a fierce battle.
Plenty of matchups. As we said, the teams have actually switched now. So Youghal defending the dressing room end in this first half, and so it looks as though, I'm not sure what way the wind is blowing here. We're quite sheltered here on the sideline, but the ball is in and the game is underway, and Youghal in possession first. It's Brendan Ring trying to get the ball up into the hand, but he's being tackled and harried and harassed by centre back. That's Conor O'Sullivan. Conor gives the ball back to his fellow defender and leaves the ball down inside to the Youghal half back line, but it's Conor Spillane coming out with the ball and gives a short pass to Kenneth Walsh. He finds Alan Frahel O'Connor. Alan Frahel with a bit of time, he's stolen a yard and he has a go, but that one has just gone to the right and that one has gone wide. So first attack for Youghal, and you have to be happy with that, but just to the right and wide, as we said. So we will restart now with a puck out. This game, of course, brought to you, kindly sponsored by O'Neill's Oil, Coal and Gas, 132 North Main Street, Youghal. Telephone 91930 for all your orders, as the ball is pucked out, and it's Bill Cooper who contests with Daniel Carney. The ball falls to the floor, and it's a Youghal man who's looking for it. It's Andrew Joyce. Andrew dispossessed very quickly there by Daniel Roach of SARS. He leaves the ball down into the corner, down towards Brendan O'Sullivan and his man Owen O'Sullivan, but it's Brendan who comes out with the ball, and he finds centre back Conor Spillane. He throws two shoulders to two of the Sarsfields men, but he gives a clearance, and it's only out as far as Daniel Carney, who puts the ball, gets a solo in, and he's hooked, a great hook there by Kieran O'Mahony, but Carney has the ball again. He gives it back to Enna Martin. Enna decides to have a go, but that one drops short, and it drops short to Richie Cunningham. Richie, of course, playing with a green helmet today. Usually we see Richie wearing the white helmet, but he clears the ball down into his half-forward line, and the ball is hit back up by a SARS man, and it's only hit as far as Bill Cooper, who finds Brett Maloney, named at corner forward, but Brett is playing out in the wing. He finds Brendan Ring. Brendan goes into a bit of trouble, but he gives it outside to his brother Damien, and Damien has a go from long distance, and that one has gone over the bars for Youghал's first score, and the first score of this game. Exactly 2 minutes in, and some great player there. Great link up by the brothers Damien and Brendan Ring to get us off. Alan Kennedy with a short puck out, and he gives it out to his cornerback Thomas Crowley, who is deemed to have overcarried, I think, Mickey Welch.
Yeah, overcarried. Good stuff for Youghal there. Damien got a great ball there. I thought he'd get hooked, and it curled. I thought it was going wide, but it curled over the bar and the umpire put up the flag. Great stuff for Youghal.
A chance now for Youghal to double their lead through Brendan Ring. Free for Youghal.
There is a stiffish breeze helping Youghal at the moment, Owen.
Stiff breeze aiding Youghal and assisting Youghal in this first half, as Bill Cooper gives the instructions to his backs, and Brendan Ring strikes this one, and he strikes it all the way over the bar, over the green spot here in Ahada, the green and white of Ahada, prominent on the goalposts. So Youghal now lead by 2 points to no score. We're about to be restarted by Alan Kennedy. He decides to go long this time. He went short the last time. He gives it out to his wing forward, that's Owen O'Sullivan. Owen O'Sullivan is taken on by Kenneth Walsh, but he gets the shot away, and it drops short, and it drops to a Youghal halfback, and that's cleared out as far as Bill Cooper. Short ball again to Brendan Ring, who gives the 1-2 to Cooper. Cooper looking for a bit of room to get a chance. He barges past 2 or 3 Sarsfields men, and he gives a crossfield ball to Andrew Joyce. Andrew looking to take on his man and get a shot away. He hits it off his left hand side, and that one has gone over the bar, and the cheers behind me will tell you that it's a point to Youghal. So Youghal now lead by 3 points to 1. Very, very positive start from Youghal, and they're working that ball very well in the half back line, getting on top early on, and that's great to see. Mickey Welch, as the ball comes down right in front of us here as far as Ollie Dempsey. Ollie first out to the ball, and he's assisted by Alan Frahel O'Connor. Frahel gives a hand pass to Brendan O'Sullivan, who's looking to burst out and make a bit of room for himself. He does that, and he gives a hand pass out to Conor Spillane, who clears the ball long down the field. He's looking for James O'Mahony. James looking to take on Craig Leahy, the full-back for Stars, and he gives it back to his goalkeeper Alan Kennedy, who bursts out, and he's fouled, and that's going to be first free to Stars. It looks as though it's going to be a free to Youghal. We missed what that was for. 65 it looks as though it is. We thought that the goalkeeper was fouled, but he is deemed to have carried the ball out over the end line, and the referee is awarded 65 along with the assistance of his umpire, as Damien Ring hits this one. He hits it with plenty of ease, and that one's gone over the bar. The claps behind you will tell us all of that. So another score for Youghal. They now lead by 4 points to no score. A fantastic start. They'll be very, very happy with that. The management team of Christy Cooney, Conspillane and Christy Cooney and Stephen Toomey, they'll be absolutely delighted with the start that Youghal have made. It's a long puck out there from the Stars goalkeeper. It's down as far as his full forward line, and Brendan O'Sullivan has fouled his namesake, Owen O'Sullivan, and it's going to be a free now and a first opportunity for Cian McCarthy, who's usually deadly accurate from frees for Stars. He's out on the far side. As we look at it, we're sitting here on the seaside side of the pitch. He's hitting it in towards the dressing room end. Slight breeze against him, difficult angle. He bends, he lifts, he strikes, and Richie Cunningham shouts for a wide ball, but the umpires disagree with him, and that's the first score for Stars from a free. Cian McCarthy there with that one. And Richie Cunningham now looking for options out the field. He looks as though he's going to go long and easy. He goes 70 or 80 yards down the field and he aims for Damien Ring, but Damien is dispossessed there by the substitute Paul Leopold. Leopold leaves a long ball inside to the full forward Cian McCarthy, who gives a hand pass to Kieran Fraggy Murphy, former Cork senior. He leaves it back out to his corner forward, Tygogue Murphy. Tygogue leaves it in, but Alan Frahel O'Connor is back there working hard to help out his defence, and he dispossesses Stars. He flies it out as far as Bill Cooper. Bill looking for an option, and Bill is pushed into the back by Daniel Carney, and he's won a free for Youghal. And there's a bit of afters there, and there's been a couple of words of discontent to the referee. Referee, of course, for this one is Nathan Wall of Carrigaline. So Damien Ring now will look to extend Youghals' lead to 4 points. 4 points to 1 so far, with 7.5 minutes gone. Damien Ring, one of 3 Ring brothers in this Youghal team. He bends, he lifts, and he strikes this one, but it looks as though it's just going to go right. No, it's dropping short. It trickles out over the end line. So, second wide for Youghal in this game. And once again, Alan Kennedy to restart. He restarts with a short puck out to Craig Lee, his fullback, who leaves it long down the field, 60, 70 yards, down as far as his half-forward line. Up goes Cian McCarthy, but a fantastic catch there by John Grace, man of the match in the county final 2013. He's a short ball out to Brendan Ring, who's operating out around the midfield line. He tries to find Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran is dispossessed by William Carney, twin brother of Daniel Carney, who's at midfield for Stars today. But Kieran gets it back into his hand, and he does so illegally. The referees deemed that to be an illegal dispossession by the Youghal man, the Youghal number 10, the big Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran, of course, got the winning point in that county final 2 years ago. Stars start with a quick free, but he only gives it as far as Kenneth Walsh, the Youghal man, and Kenneth is tackled by a Stars man, but the Stars man has kicked it out over the end line, and it's going to be a sideline ball to Youghal, who lead by 4 points to 1. 9 minutes gone in this Cork Senior County Championship 4th round game here in Rosdillon. Stars on the attack, and there's a great hook there by the Youghal man as it flies into Kieran Fraggy Murphy, who gets the ball into his hand, and he's put it over the bar for Stars' first point from play. And Stars now 2 points behind. Stars 2 points behind now. Youghal 4 points. Stars 2 points. Richie Cunningham restarting with the puck out, leaves a long ball down towards Brendan Ring. Brendan goes to double on it, but he's blocked down and he looks as though he's hurt. Mickey Mull, former Youghal goalkeeper, listening in Vancouver, and of course Andrew Curtin out in Chicago playing with Harry Bolins in Chicago, who play today in the Gaelic Park down in downtown Chicago, and they've already reached the Chicago County Final. So we wish Andrew the best of luck, and I'm sure we'll see him back in the Youghal colours next year. And it looks as though the referee's going to throw the ball in. I think that's not the official rule. I think it should have been an indirect free to the team who were in possession, but he's opted to throw it in. And Bill Cooper and Daniel Carney, 2 Cork senior hurlers, going in for this clash. The referee restarts the game, and out it comes to Brendan Ring. Brendan looking to make a bit of room for himself. He leaves a short, low ball in as far as James O'Mahony, but back there to dispossess him is Enna Martin. Enna finds another Sars man, and there's a high hurley there, but the referee has given the advantage, and it comes out as far as Conor Sullivan, who leaves a long ball down. He's looking for Fraggy Murphy. Conor Spillane is back there, and he's ably assisted by Barry Ring. Barry gives a hand pass out to Ollie Dempsey. Ollie Dempsey, Cork minor course a couple of years ago. Ollie gives a short ball down, but it only goes as far as Sars man, and Cian McCarthy goes in search of the ball, but he's dispossessed, and he's been tightly marshalled there by John Grace, one of the best man markers in the field. Bill Cooper gets a high ball and is calls for a man on, but he's won it, and Bill drives it down. He gives a direct ball to James O'Mahony, and James is dispossessed there by cornerback Thomas Crowley. James looks to be double marked as Youghal play a two-man full forward line. Comes back outside to Sars man, and Sars seem to have men over, and they have a man on the overlap to give a short hand pass. It's William Carney now. William looks to find another man, but he doesn't. He finds only Brett Maloney. Brett gives a short hand pass to Kieran O'Mahony, and he finds Brendan Ring, who decides to go for a score. And Jim Dingle Daly, who's helping us out here in the commentary, tells us it's a great score, and it is a great score. I agree with him. And you all now lead by 5 points to 2. Fantastic start to Mickey Welch, and a start that we knew that we'd need if we were to be in with any shout.
Great hurling by the backs. John Grace, outstanding fullback.
And just as we say that, now the ball comes right up to Cian McCarthy from the puck out, and Cian McCarthy duly obliges. He puts the ball between the upright, and it now is a 2-point game with 12 and a half minutes gone. It's Youghal 5 points, Sars 3 points. It's a long ball once again, as it's aimed down towards Damien Ring. Damien is doubly marked as Sars come out with the ball, and it's a crossfield ball once again. He looks for Cian McCarthy. They look to be looking for Cian with every attack. He decides to take on John Grace, and yes, I do agree with that decision by the referee. He's deemed to overcarried. He tried to jink one way, jink the other. He went back a third time, and John Grace stood him up, decided not to commit, and John has put him under pressure. He's overcarried, and it's a free out to Youghal. Richie Cunningham once again. The Sars all-star full forward, six forwards, being tightly marshalled by the All Backs, doing a fantastic job so far. Richie leaves a long ball down as he looks for James O'Mahony. He comes out as far as his colleague Kieran O'Mahony, a namesake, no relation. James now in possession. James gives another crossfield ball as far as Kieran, both of them linking up very well, and Kieran has put the ball over the bar. Great score there by the two O'Mahonys linking up.
Yeah, great work by James. He's lively inside in the corner. The Youghal are working hard. The All Backs are holding out well. John Grace, Brendan Sullivan, Conor Spillane, Ali, the 6 of them, Barry Ring, they're playing very well. Kenneth Welch, they're playing very well. If they can hold out, they're doing very well.
Halfway through this first half, as the ball is hit long down the field by the Sars goalkeeper, comes only as far as Conor Spillane, who finds Bill Cooper. Bill is blocked down there by Paul Leopold. Leopold battling for possession, and he's helped out by Daniel Roach. Daniel gives a short ball down as far as Fraggy Murphy. Fraggy, of course, who played with Cork back a decade ago, and he bursts through, gives a short ball to Tygold Murphy. Tygold is fouled. There's a hand went around the neck, and that's going to be another free in to Sars. So Sars now with a ample opportunity to reduce the deficit to 2 points. At the moment it's Youghal 6 points, Sars 3 points, as we come up to the 15-minute mark, halfway through this first half. Youghal will be absolutely delighted with how they've started this one, playing against the 2014 County Senior Hurling Champions. Mickey Welch pointed out that they've won it, I think, 4 times in the last 7 years, Mickey. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. I think 8, 10, 12 and 14 every second year, I believe.
Every second year. Let's hope that trend continues, and Youghal dispose of them today and knock them out of the 2014 County Championship. Richie restarts, and he tries to look for Brendan Ring, and Brendan is ably assisted by Brett Maloney. Brett wins the sideline as it comes off a Sars man, and Sars are looking to disrupt Brendan Ring as he tries to take that, and they've done so illegally, and the referee is coming over to have a word with his linesman. He's not happy with that. but it's just going to be a sideline, or is he awarded a free? We're not sure. So judging by the stance of Brendan Ring, I think it is a free to Youghal due to the descent shown by the Sarsfields man. So Brendan Ring stands over this one, and he strikes this one, and the umpires are having a look at it, and they have waved this one wide. So a wide ball there from Brendan Ring from a free, a difficult angle we must say. It was out on the sideline, and the far sideline as we look at it. We're on the seaside end of the field with Youghal defending the dressing room end. Comes out now, and it's a puck out from Sars. It's won by Kenneth Walsh, who blocks it down, and he bats it down as far as Brendan Ring, who's won another free for Youghal. So another chance for Youghal to extend that lead to 3 points. And Damien Ring, brother of Brendan, is coming out to hit that one a little bit further out the field.
Yeah, one day Brendan Ring is playing centre forward, but he's playing out around midfield, and his first touch is brilliant. He's picking up a pile of breaking ball. Kenneth Wells broke down a ball there from a puck out by the Sars goalie Alan Kennedy, and Brendan is picking up. He's very effective here, and he's moving around to out around midfield. And yeah, it's a great game plan by the Youghal management.
Work rate, Youghal working very hard to get possession, and you can see that they're really up for this one as Damien Ring hits this free, and that's a second consecutive free from the Ring brothers, who are in the maroon and gold of Youghal. As we were starting out with another quick puck out. Alan Kennedy to his full back, Craig Leahy. Craig Leahy with a long ball down to a crowded half back line, and now comes John Grace, who puts up the hand, but it's blocked down, and it's Sars who are in possession. They don't have much room, but they manage to find corner forward Tygog Murphy. Tygog looking to make a bit of room for himself. He's hit that one, and that looks to me as if it's going to go to the left, and that one is going to go wide for Sars. So another wide there for Sars. Great pressure there again, once again by the Youghal half back line, who were put under serious pressure by the Piercing in the first round, but have seemed to have worked out their problems as Daniel Carney looks to have a goal from 60 yards, but he's fantastically blocked down by Bill Cooper, and it falls as far as Brendan O'Sullivan, who gives a hand pass out as far as Ollie Dempsey. Ollie clears a long ball down the field. It only goes as far as Sarsfields man, that's Paul Leopold. Leopold leaves another long ball down in as far as Cian McCarthy. Cian is fouled by John Grace. Pushing the back, I believe. The referee has made the decision that it's going to be a free in. John Grace protests, but he does so in vain, because the referee is not going to change his mind from here. And Cian McCarthy now looking to get
2 frees and 1 from play.
His 4th point.
Yep.
He's already gotten 2 from frees and 1 from play.
Yep.
And this will be his 3rd from play as he looks to reduce the deficit to a single point. Youghal 6, Sars 4. Coming up in the 19-minute mark. He bends over this one, and he puts that one right between the posts. So now 5 points to 6. Youghal lead by the bare minimum. 11 minutes to go to half time, plus stoppages. Here in Rossdillon with CRY for this coverage of Youghal versus Sars, 4th round of the Senior Hurling Championship, kindly sponsored by O'Neill's Oil, Coal and Gas. The puck out only comes as far as a Sars man, and that's the Wexford man, Owen Quigley, who leaves the ball down low towards Cian McCarthy, but he only that's snuffed out by John Grace, and John Grace gives the ball out as far as Brendan Ring, who leaves a long ball down to James O'Mahony. James dispossessed, and it comes out to Daniel Loach, who's looking to make a bit of room for himself, and Alan Frahel has fouled him. The referee gave the 5-second advantage rule, and he wasn't really going anywhere, and that's going to be another free in to Sars. So a couple of frees now for Sars starting to, and they're starting to creep back into this one, and this is a chance for them to level it for the first time since we were no score.
84, yeah.
So this could be a chance now for Sars to get level, and they're bringing out Cian McCarthy to hit this one. He's out around the 65, right in front of the posts. You'd expect him to get this one, Mickey.
You would. He's a good free taker, but he's out in the middle of the field, out to the right hand side, but well in his range. The wind has died down. It's a lovely day now for a match.
And a puff of air as he steadies himself over this one, and this one is going all the way over the bar. The umpire waves the white flag. And it's another score for Keane McCarthy. He's now gotten a 4 for frees and 1 from play. So Keane McCarthy has scored 5 of Sars's 6 points so far in this game as the sides are level, 6 points apiece. As Richie Cunningham looks to find Alan Frahel from the puck out, but he's dispossessed by Owen Quigley. Owen finds fellow Wexford man Ina Martin, and he leaves it down as far as Fraggy Murphy. Fraggy is dispossessed by Barry Ring, who finds Conor Spillane. Conor didn't have a look at this one, and he's hit it out over the end line. The idea looked right, he hit into the space, but unfortunately there was no Youghal man there to win it, and now it's going to be a sideline ball to Sars, and it's William Carney who's standing over this one. William, of course, brother to Daniel Carney, operating at midfield for Sars today, and Conor Spillane once again out to the ball. Conor working very hard there in the Youghal half back line. Owen Quigley dispossessed him, and he leaves it down to the Sars full forward line, only as far as Tygog Murphy. Tygog files Carney, and Carney has a go, and he hits it right across the goal, and he's hit it to the right and wide, and the scores remain level. 22 minutes gone on the clock, 6 points apiece. Another wide for Sars through Cork senior midfield man Daniel Carney. Richie gives a long ball down, and he looks for Brendan Ring. Brendan goes up and contests, but he's dispossessed once again by Ina Martin, and Ina leaves a fly on the ground, and he finds Tygog Murphy. Tygog Murphy is overcarried once again, and more great pressure there by the Youghal full back line, and it was Brendan O'Sullivan piling on the pressure as he squares up to Tygog Murphy. He has a little word in his ear, and I'm sure he's reminding him that you're not going to get past me too easily today. The referee is interject and have a little word with the two. And it's Ollie Dempsey standing over the free as he awaits the referee's whistle to restart the game. The wind has died down quite considerably here in Rosdillon, as the referee sends him back another couple of yards. He's not happy with where he was there to take it, and he's going to leave this one, I imagine, long into the Youghal full forward line. That's a long ball down as far as Brett Maloney. Brett goes up, and it's batted out by the full back. Brett Maloney chases after, and he's got it in his hand, and he's looking for a Youghal man, but he gives a short ball. He looks for Andrew Joyce, but it goes astray, and Sars now working hard to get it out. Brett Maloney is still there, and he's still trying hard, but it's pulled, and it's out as far as Daniel Carney. Daniel leaves another long ball down, but John Grace is there. He's there to it first. Whips in the ball, and he finds Kenneth Welch. Kenneth gathers the first time, and there's a swing from Sars man, and Kenneth has won a free. Free up to Youghal. Referee wasn't happy with how the Sars man tried to dispossess Kenneth Walsh, and now it's another free to Youghal.
6 points after 24 minutes on, 6 points apiece. There's someone down injured. He's getting a bit of attention there, one of the Sars players, but Youghal didn't score with a while, but they'll be very happy. The Youghal backs, John Grace is playing very well at full back, and Kenneth Welch playing very well. The backs in general, Youghal will be very happy.
Yeah, Youghal look to get another couple of scores registered, I think, before half time. Mickey, it would give them a lot of confidence going in at half time, give them a bit of belief as well, and they really do have nothing to fear from this Sars team, who were county champions last year. But Youghal well able to match them all over the pitch. Yes, they're playing very well, and they're busy, the forward, and Brett Maloney and Andrew Joyce working very hard up there on the forward line. So the free is taken, and it's gone long down as far as the goalkeeper, and it's gone out over the end line. Alan Kennedy shepherds it wide. And of course, these two teams met already in the league early on in the year. The 14th, or I beg your pardon, the 8th of March, these two sides met, and Youghal came out victorious that day. Maloney and Brendan Ring combining well for both goals that day, as the puck out is hit long down as far as centre back Conor Spillane. Conor battles and tries to get into possession, but he doesn't do so, and it's going to be another free in for Sars. Ill discipline now starting to creep in slightly to the Youghal defence, and the referees having another word with Alan Frahel O'Connor as he protests the case of the Youghal defence. Keane McCarthy now stands over this one as he looks to get his 5th from frees, his 6th in total. He's scored 5 so far of Sars's 6 points. The other, of course, coming from Kieran Fraggy Murphy. The referee is, we see a blood sub now coming in for Sars, I believe, as there's a frantic rush for Ray Ryan to get a helmet on and come into the action, and he's replacing Enna Martin temporarily. And while all that is going on, Cian McCarthy puts the ball over the bar for his 6th point of the day, 5 from play. Sars now lead for the first time in this match. 26.5 minutes gone, and Sars 7 points, Youghal 6 points. Youghal in need of a score. They haven't got one in a while, as the ball is pucked out long as far as Bill Cooper, but his midfield opposition man Daniel Carney comes out with it. Daniel gives a ball out to the wing, and it breaks now for Cian McCarthy, who looks to be operating further out the field. He pulls out to Daniel Carney, but Daniel leaves a long ball in as far as the all-full backline, and John Grace is there to pick it up. John gives it out, and he tries to find Brett Maloney, but he doesn't do so, and Ray Ryan, the substitute, collects quite easily. Tygogue Murphy now for Sars. Gives a hand pass out around to Cian McCarthy, who's out around 45-50 yards out. He looks for a 2nd point from play. The umpires have a look, and they've reached for the white flag, and that's a 2nd point from play for Cian McCarthy. He seems to be the only man really who can get scores for Sars. He's gotten 7 of their 8 scores today. As Ollie Dempsey now in possession after a short puck out from Richie Cunningham, and the hurleys fly and tempers rage as it's a free in now again. I think to Sars. There was a hurley broke off Ollie Dempsey as he looked to clear the ball, but the ball fell to the ground and he pulled, and I think he's done so illegally. As we await clarity from the referee to see what he's going to do. Is he going to throw it in, or is he going to give a free in to Sars? He's not happy with something. Cian McCarthy pulled wildly there on Ollie Dempsey, and Ollie Dempsey shows the referee the mark on his back left by the imprint of Cian McCarthy's broken hurley. As referee Nathan Wall has a word once again with Alan Frahel O'Connor. So now we await the decision from the referee. He's awarded the free to Sars and Cian McCarthy once again. Cian steadies himself over this one, looking to put Sars 3 points ahead as we approach half time. Just a minute to go in regulation as Cian McCarthy stands over this one, and the umpires have a look at it and they have signalled that it's a point, despite the cheers of the all contingent here behind me to wave it wide, as Cian McCarthy gets his 8th point of the day. 6 from frees, I believe, Mickey.
6 from frees, 2 from play, and Kieran Fraggy Murphy I have the other point. 9 points to 6. You all need a score before half time, but on the 29th minute it would be great if you all could get a score after that bit of a schmozzle there.
Almost 10 minutes, I think, since you all have registered a score. 9 points to 6, as we said, with a half a minute to go, as Richie Cunningham leaves a long ball down to the Youghal half back line. Brendan Wing pulls Tad to it, and Bill Cooper goes in chase. Brett Maloney gets the ball into hand, and Brett looks to launch another Youghal attack. He gives a hand pass out to Damien Ring, who looks for a free man, and he's found one. He finds one in his brother Brendan Ring, and Brendan looks to get Youghал's first score in quite a while, almost 10 minutes since Youghal have registered a score, but they've done so now as the white flag is raised, and Youghal now reduced the deficit to 2 points. So it's Sars 9 points, Youghal 7, as the clock ticks into injury time. Very little left, I imagine just a minute or so of stoppage time, as Ollie Dempsey goes to pull on this one as it comes down as far as Cian McCarthy. He does so, and it comes out as far as Daniel Carney. Daniel gives a roll out to his colleague, and he's blocked down fantastically there by Alan Frahel O'Connor. Comes back to Daniel Carney, who finds Sars man in possession, who finds Owen O'Sullivan, brother of Connor, and he gets his first score of the game. So Sars now getting another score from play. I think it's their 4th from play, and Sars lead once again by 3 points. Sars 10, Youghal 7. Around the stroke of half time as Richie Cunningham restarts with the puck out. He goes long as far as Alan Frahil O'Connor and Kieran O'Mahony. It goes in behind and it goes only as far as Craig Leahy. Craig leaves the ball down to the half forward line and it comes to Conor Spillane as the referee blows for half time. So we've reached the halfway stage of this contest here in Rosdillon. Bit of ill discipline creeping in with them allowing Sars into the game with some frees there through Cian McCarthy. I think he's gotten 8 points, Mickey Welch, 6 of them coming from frees.
Overall, I'd say Youghal will be happy, but they must go for it now. It is a knockout championship. The winners play Belly here or Imekili in the quarter, so that's an appetizer on its own. So
Owen O'Sullivan and Kieran Fraggy Murphy, the other scorers for Sars, with Youghal with 4 scorers on the board. Andrew Joyce and Kieran O'Mahony with 2, with 1 each, and Damien Ring with 2, one coming from a 65, the other from play, and of course Brendan Ring then getting 3 points, with one of them I believe coming from a freeze. But this is knockout hurling. The winner here of course goes in to the quarter-final of the Senior Hurling Championship for 2016. We restart and Sarsfields have won a free through Daniel Roach, and Cian McCarthy is coming all the way out to take this one as he looks to extend his personal tally and the tally of the Sarsfields team. He's out around his own 65 for this one. He's dead set in front of the posts. 85 yards out. He's gotten 6 already from frees. This one will make it 7. He has a slight breeze at his back. He lifts and he strikes this one. It looks good from here. The umpires have a look at it. They reach for the flag, and that's another score for Cian McCarthy and another score for Sars. They now lead by the biggest margin in this game so far. They lead by 4 points. It's the Sars 11, Youghal 7 points. The ball is aimed up as far as Alan Frahil O'Connor. It breaks to Kieran O'Mahony, who leaves fly in the ground, and he finds James O'Mahony. James comes out together and he's pushed in the back, but comes out to Kieran O'Mahony, who gets a chance of a score. Kieran has a go, and the umpires have waved that one wide. It goes to the right, and that one goes wide as Youghal play in this second half towards the dressing room and the scoreboard end. A long ball from the goalkeeper, Alan Kennedy, as he lays it down as far as his full forward line, and Tygogue Murphy was in pursuit, and Tygogue was pulled down, and now it's going to be another free in to Sars. So if this one goes over, it'll be 8 from frees for Cian McCarthy, and judging by his free taking so far in this game, you'd put your mortgage on and putting this one over, Mickey Welch.
No one like the frees. I like the backs. I know they're under pressure, but you can't be giving away frees as that with Cian McCarthy. If he'd scored this, if he's 8 points from frees, got it.
Yeah, he will punish you. He's one of the best free takers in the county, and has been so for the last number of years. An integral part of the Sars team that have won so many county championships over the past decade or so. As we restart now with Richie Cunningham, who aims for Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran puts the hand up and it falls as far as Andrew Joyce, who gets a little touch on it, and it comes as far as Bill Cooper. Bill goes to get the ball in hand and it comes back out to Joyce. Joyce now has the ball in hand. He puts the ball in a hurley and goes on a little solo run and gives a hand pass down as far as Bill Cooper. The both of them linking up well. Bill out in the wing, he puts the ball in the hurley and he's heading towards goal. He's on the 13, gives a hand pass across to James O'Mahony. James is dispossessed by centre back, that's Conor O'Sullivan, and Conor looks to clear the ball long down the field. He's aiming for his full forward line, and he's aiming for Kieran Fraggy Murphy, but it's won there by a Youghal man, and it comes back out the field, and it's aimed for Damien Ring. Damien dispossessed by Daniel Carney, and up goes Conor Spillane from Daniel's long ball down the field, but he is dispossessed there by Kieran Fraggy Murphy. Leaves it down into the corner where Brendan O'Sullivan is there to marshal the ball and to marshal the corner forward. The ball has gone out over the end line, although it may be inconclusive, and the referee may throw it in. So the referee is going to throw this one in. You're playing with a against the breeze in this second half as Alan Frahel O'Connor goes in for this one, and the referee is blowing his whistle once again. He may throw it in once more. He's not happy. There's too many players around him as he looks to. He got a belt at a Hurley. I'm not sure whether it was from a Youghal man or from a Sars man, but I'm sure it was completely accidental, Mickey Welch.
It was the accident, but like a line ball, I didn't know it down the far corner, but it's had to develop now. But hopefully, you all need a score on. They're 12-7 down. You all need a score.
5 points down as Alan Frahel looks to make a clearance, and it's Youghal once again coming out with the ball, but they've been dispossessed as it comes back out towards midfield, and Daniel Carney now in possession. He's got loads of free time and he steadies himself and he goes for the score, and he's put that one straight over the bar. Daniel Carney's first score of this game, coming 5 minutes into the second half, and now Sars lead by 6 points, 13 points to 7. As Youghal look for a short puck out, and it goes awry, and it goes once again to Daniel Carney. Daniel gives a hand pass back to his centre back, Conor O'Sullivan. Conor, long ball down, and that one has gone directly over the bar. So Youghal now in a 7-point deficit. Double scores here, and the game is quickly turned in favour of Sars as the ball is pucked up by Richie Cunningham, only as far as Brendan Ring, and Brendan is fouled. He's pulled back and he's won the free now for Youghal, and he signals for his brother Damien to come out and hit this one. And Damien though is going to leave it to Ollie Dempsey. Ollie, the 19-year-old student from WAT. Looking to get his first score of the game, and Youghал's first of this second half. They trail by 7 points. This will make it 6 should he put this one over the bar. Ollie bends, lifts and strikes, and that one looks to be good. The umpires agree, and Youghal get their first score of this second half through Ollie Dempsey with a free. 6.5 minutes gone. They trail by 6. 14 points to 8 here in Rosstill. As Sars restarted, it goes down as far as Bill Cooper, who's battling there for possession with Tygo Murphy. Youghal are looking desperately to get the ball into hand, but just cannot do so as Daniel Carney is there doing all the donkey work and getting the ball into his hand. He leaves it down as far as full forward Cian McCarthy with number 11 on his back. He's operating on the inside line, but he's dispossessed by John Grace. Fantastic ball out the field from John Grace as Bill Cooper looks to give a direct ball to Kieran O'Mahony, but it's stopped there by Paul Leopold, and Paul tries to go for a score himself, but he's put that one to the left, and that one has gone wide. So the scores remain 14 points to Sars, 8 to Youghal. Richie Cunningham now, a long ball down the field. He's looking for Damien Ring. Damien puts the hand up, but it's won again by Paul Leopold. In comes Ollie Dempsey. It's pulled on and it's let down into that full forward line for Sars. In possession now is Cian McCarthy as he looks to get another score, and he does so. So that's his third from play now.
Yeah.
And 8 from free. So 11 of Sars's 15 points coming through Cian McCarthy, who's causing huge problems for this Youghal defence. Alan Frahel O'Connor puts the hand up, but he doesn't get it into hand. It comes instead outside to Daniel Carney. Sidesteps Bill Cooper, makes a bit of room for himself, and he puts that one over the bar from 65 yards out. Sars picking off their scores now with ease, and Youghal really having to work hard to get any attacking move going. Sars now in the ascendancy, you would assume, but Youghal are not beaten until they're beaten there. They trail by 8 points. It's a long ball down towards Bill Cooper, but they're pushing the back there, and it's another free to Sars, and the referee is having a word with Bill Cooper. He's not happy with how he to go for that one, and he brandishes him with a yellow card. So the first booking of the game going to the Youghal midfield man Bill Cooper, named that centre forward, but started out around the middle of the field, and they brought Cian McCarthy out to take this one. He can take them from anywhere really, but he's about 65 yards out, and it's to the right of the goal post, halfway between the end line and the middle of the field. He looks at it and he's gone for the score once more. And it's business as usual for Cian McCarthy, as he increases the Sars lead now to 9 points, 17 points to 8. As Youghal go for a short puck out, and it's taken by Sars man, so a dispossession there, and it was number 10 there for Sars, Gavin O'Loughlin, with his first score of the game. Sars now lead by 10. As Youghal restart with a long puck out this time. It comes as far as Damien Ring. Brendan going along the sideline. His brother Brendan looks to give a short ball down as far as Bill Cooper. Bill battling hard against Daniel Carney, who gives a short hand pass inside as far as Brendan Ring, who's still going. He's looking for options inside, but he only finds Bill Cooper outside, and Bill decides to have a go himself, and Bill gets Youghал's first goal from play in the second half. And he reduces the deficit to 9 points as Carl McAllister marshals this sideline here in front of us. Sars restarting again with a short puck out. Alan Kennedy finding his fullback Craig Lee, who leaves a long ball down, but it's won there by John Grace, and John finds wing back Kenneth Welch. Kenneth finds midfield man Andrew Joyce. Youghal working the ball now forward as he finds Ollie Dempsey. Ollie gives a short ball once again. Youghal working the short ball to Damien Ring, who leaves it into the corner as far as Brett Maloney. Brett looks for Damien once again. Damien decides to have a go himself, and that one is dropped short. It's dropped to the goalkeeper, who bats it out in front of him, and he's got time now to find a man. He's going to hit a long ball down as far as the Sars full forward line. Up goes Cian McCarthy along with John Grace. They're battling hard for it, but it's Cian McCarthy who comes out, and he jinks and sidesteps, and he makes a bit of room for himself, and he's got another score, and he's causing serious problems for this Youghal defence. Supporter behind me here says it's the Cian McCarthy show. You can't really disagree with him, as Youghal restart now with the puck out, and Barry Ring gives it to John Grace. John leaves a long ball down, and he's looking for Bill Cooper. Bill puts the hand up, but he loses it as Daniel Carney gives a short ball back to full-back Craig Lee. Craig Lee's a long ball down, and that one is dropping. It's dropping to full forward, the full-back, but it's bounced out as far as Brendan O'Sullivan. Brendan working hard to try and get the ball out and get it clear, but he's been dispossessed once again, and well done Fraggy is cheered from the bank behind me, and he's put that one over the bar. The referee is going back for a previous incident in the previous play, and he's going to have a word with Brendan Ring for an infringement there with Craig Leahy. He's not happy with how he tried to dispossess him. He allowed the advantage to Craig Leahy, which resulted in a score for Cian McCarthy, and Brendan Ring has picked up Youghал's second yellow card of this game. So we were starting out with another puck out. Brendan Ring and Bill Cooper calling for the ball right in front of us here along the sideline. It comes up as far as Cooper, who gets a hurley to it, and he looks to get the ball into the hand. He's shouldered into the back by Gavin O'Loughlin, and it's going to be a free to Youghal. Youghal now trail by 11 points. They're going to need a couple of goals if they're going to get back into this one, although there is 17 minutes remaining. Ollie Dempsey standing over this one. He's around halfway. He's on the halfway line. He's over this one, and he leaves it in, and where's that one going to go? Is it going to drop? It's hanging in the air, and there's a pull on it, but it only comes out as far as the Sars man, and Sars are able to get the ball clear. It comes out as far as Enna Martin. Enna leaves a long ball down to his full forward line once again, and it's Tygogue Murphy. Tygogue makes a bit of room for himself, but he has a look at the posts, and he's put that one wide. Just before we go any further, we'll give you a couple of results in the minor All-Ireland semi-final. Kilkenny came out on top there, 24 points to 117 against Galway, and it's Owen Quigley and Enna Martin linking up well, and Enna Martin has won a free again from the Youghal puck out, and it's going to be another free, and Cian McCarthy trots out from the full forward position to the halfway line. He's on this near sideline, the seaside line, as we sit here, about 20 yards in front of us as we look at this game. He's got a slight breeze at his back as Fraggy Murphy makes his way to the sideline, and Robert O'Driscoll comes in for Sars. Keane McCarthy takes his time over this one and he picks this one, and it looks as though it's going to go to the right. And a rare wide there by Keane McCarthy as Richie Cunningham looks to take a fast puck out, but the referee says he's not ready and he's going to have to retake it. 11 points the difference here.
Matthew Farrell, number 21, has just replaced Andrew Joyce, number 10.
So Andrew Joyce has made way for number 21, Matthew Farrell, in the Youghal team. 11 points they trail. Sars 20, Youghal 9. We've yet to have a goal in this clash as Sars look to launch another attack, and it comes out as far as Gavin O'Loughlin, who's looking for his second score of the game. The umpire is reaching for the white flag and he signalled that it is a second score for Gavin O'Loughlin, as the Sars forwards now looking to grind down the Youghal defence and get on top. And Richie now aiming it once again for this near sideline, and he's looking for Brendan Ring. Brendan goes up for Enna Martin, but Enna comes out on top once again, leaves a short ball down as far as the substitute. That's Ronan Murphy. Ronan going along this near sideline as our view is obscured there by the Sars sideline. Matthew Farrell goes up to contest with Daniel Carney. Daniel Carney is hooked by Alan Frahil O'Connor. Gives a short ball across to Daniel Roach. Daniel gives it in as far as Tygog Murphy. Tygog out around the 45, and he gives a very clever ball in as far as Quigley. Owen Quigley now bearing down on goal. Is he going to go for it? He's a partial hook, and Richie Cunningham makes a great save. It was down to his left, and Richie has parried the ball out for a 65 for Sars.
Some great points by Sars, like they really showed their class, and after 16 minutes of the second half there's now Sarsfields 21 points, Youghal 9. So
a 12-point difference, Mickey, and they're really making use of that win. They're doing, they're getting the ball into their scoring forwards, and we can see that, you know, the likes of Gavin O'Loughlin and Kieran Fraggy Murphy, along with Keane McCarthy, they're really getting involved now, picking off scores from play, as well as those points from frees.
And number 7 there in front of us with the yellow helmet, Enna Martin from Wexford. He's after thundering into the game. He's after catching 2 ferocious balls there.
Really starting to get on top as Bill Cooper, I think, has moved out to wing forward. Youghal dropping a man back into the half back line, and Sars look as though they have a free man back there in that half back line. And in comes Ray Ryan, who is due to start. Number 5 on his back, he comes into the team. I'm not sure who has made way. It looks as though it is Owen O'Sullivan, brother, of course, of centre back Conor O'Sullivan. He makes way on the Sars team as Jonathan Norman now comes into the action. Jonathan makes a solo up the field, and he gives it back as far as Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran looks for Ross Desmond, who again is another Youghal substitute coming onto the team. He gives a hand pass across the field to Matthew Farrell. Matthew working hard there with Desmond to launch a Youghal attack. It comes in as far as Bill Cooper is the only Youghal man inside in that full forward line. They're battling hard, they're trying to get a goal to get them back into this match. James O'Mahony, he's dispossessed by Owen Quigley, and the referee has signalled that it's going to be a line ball, and it is a line ball to Youghal. Brendan Ring looking to take this one. Brendan gives it short. He finds James O'Mahony. James gives a hand pass across the square, but only as far as a Sars man, and that's Conor O'Sullivan. Conor gives it back as far as William Carney. William finds his twin brother Daniel, linking up well there as he finds midfield man Owen Quigley. Leaves a long ball down as far as the full forward line, and John Grace is back there, but John is dispossessed now by the Sarsfields man, and that looks as though it was Keane McCarthy who gives it out as far as Owen O'Sullivan, we thought it was replaced, but it looks as though it was actually the other corner forward, Tygog Murphy, who's gone off. So great score there by Owen O'Sullivan as the crowds make their way out of the grounds here with 10 minutes to go. Sars lead by 14 points now, 23 points to 9. Youghal with only 2 points in this second half. Sars getting 13, so Sars well on top in this second half as they go for another score, but that one has just gone to the right and that one has gone wide. That was Ronan Murphy there of Sars looking to get his first score of the game. You always start with a short puck out. It's Barry Ring. He looks for Bill Cooper. Bill in possession as he gives a crossfield ball as far as Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran is dispossessed by Enna Martin, who's really getting on top in that half back line. Enna has short hand pass out as far as Daniel Carney, and Daniel Carney gets his third point of the game now, and he's really making it look easy for this Sars team, who are really getting on top with a win that's starting to pick up now at their backs. Richie Cunningham, who has been faultless really in the all goal so far in this game. He gives a puck out and it comes as far as Conor Spillane. Conor is partially blocked down by Owen O'Sullivan, who's really starting to come into this game in the second half. Owen O'Sullivan breaks through 2 tackles and gives it to that man Cian McCarthy, who finds Owen Quigley. Owen with little flick outside, and it's pulled first time and the ball goes harmlessly wide. Chance of a goal there by Sars, but the ball goes out over the end line.
Yeah,
and,
but actually in the second half, Sars are 5 wides, Youghal one. Like they have loads of possession now, and like
15 points against the 2014 county champions, and a bit of a gulf in class really in this second half, as you always start with a puck up, but only comes as far as Daniel Carney. He's challenged by Kieran O'Mahony, who doesn't get the block in unfortunately, so it comes down as far as substitute Ronan Murphy, and Ronan Murphy gets his first score of the game. Ronan operating in the full forward line along with Cian McCarthy. So they're picking off their points at ease now. And once again it comes as far as Bill Cooper and Daniel Carney, and there's a good battle going on there for possession as substitute Matthew Farrell is getting involved. It's Sars once again getting on top, and it's that man again, Enna Martin, who's working tirelessly in the Sars defence. Gives a hand pass out as far as William Carney. William decides to have a go himself. He decides, why not? If my brother can get 3 points from play, why not? Why can't I have a go? And he does that. He gets his first score of the game. Cornerback William Carney getting on the score sheet. Sars now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players getting scores from play in this game. Youghal with only 2 points, and that's in this second half. One of them coming from free through Ollie Dempsey, and the other from play with Bill Cooper, as James O'Mahony now gives the ball crossfield as far as Brendan Ring. Brendan looking to launch a Youghal attack, and he's fouled, and it's going to be another free for Youghal as they look to get their third score of this game. They're going to need goals now. They'll need goals aplenty as they trail by 17 points. So it would take a mere miracle for Youghal really to get back into this one. Brendan Ring just taps over the bar. It's his first score of the second half. Youghал's third, as he brings Youghал's score to double digits. 26 points to 10. Youghal trail by 16 points with 7 minutes of regulation time remaining. A long puck out from Alan Kennedy, the Sars goalkeeper. He hasn't had much to do in this game as John Grace looks to clear, and he's partially blocked, and it comes as far as Owen O'Sullivan. Owen looking to get his third score of the game, and he does so. Richie starting with another short puck out, finds Alan Frahel O'Connor. Alan gives a short hand pass to Conor Spillane, who only finds William Carney, and Sars now really making it look easy. It's with a substitute, Luke Hackett, and Luke Hackett now the second substitute from Sars to get his name on the score sheet, and it really is exhibition stuff now from the Sars teams. They will march on to the quarter-final of the county championship, where they'll play either in McKilly or Ballyhame. They'll fancy their chances there in Mickey Welch.
They will, but they'll get a very good game in McKilly, very strong this year with Shane Harmony and the boys.
They have the Lawsons, of course.
Paddy's son. But you all know what this stuff is going on. It's 5 or 6 minutes to go, 28 points to 10.
28 points to 10 now as Daniel Carney once again collects from a Youghal puck out, and he's deemed to have overcarried, and a bit of frustration creeping in as Youghal look to get the ball back so they can take this free quickly through Brendan Ring. They don't really seem to have many options inside, but he looks for Alan Frahal O'Connor, who's made that run into the inside forward line. And Alan has it in hand and he looks to get a shot away, but it's partially blocked. It comes as far as James O'Mahony. James, he's surrounded now by 3, 4, 5 Sars men, and he's working tirelessly to get the ball into possession. He's helped out by Ross Desmond. Ross pulls it on the ground, but back there to help out is Tomás Crowley, and Tomás hits a long ball down and comes as far as midfield, and Conor Spillane goes up, gets a great ball into his hand, gives a hand pass out as far as Damien Ring. Damien, who's given great service to Youghal over the years. It's not to be Youghals' day today though, unfortunately, and Damien has deemed to have overcarried, and it's going to be a free down now to Sars. This game certainly over as a contest as the scoreline now reads 28 points to 10 in favour of the men from Riverstown and Glanmire Sarsfields. Youghal 10 points only for their efforts, with 3 of them only coming in this second half. Sars once again go for another score, but that one has gone out wide. 4 minutes or so remaining as Ollie Dempsey now is in possession following a quick poke out from Richie Cunningham. And he looks for Ross Desmond. Ross goes up with the hand, but it's batted out once again by Tomás Crowley. Comes as far as the Sars man, and he's been swallowed up, and he's been swallowed up illegally, and it's a free now to Sars. Free out. As the Youghal has really, looking to just really see this game out without maybe conceding a goal, but there's no doubt that the better team here today in Roshdillen was Sarsfields. It's a long free, and that one has just gone to the right and wide. So another wide there for Sars. Sars with 6 wides in the second half. Youghal with just the 1 and 3 scores as Ollie Dempsey looks to pull, and he pulls as far as Alan Frahal O'Connor. Alan looking for options, he's looking around, and who did he find? He finds Damien Reid. Damien dispossessed by the Sars man, and Daniel Carney looking to get the ball in hand. He finds Enna Martin. Enna decides to have a go himself, and he hasn't gotten on the score sheet so far, and he's not going to get on it now. That one goes to the left and wide. Sars really turning this game into a bit of an exhibition in this second half. Youghals' effort has really petered out, with the scores coming from Cian McCarthy in particular. As Ollie Dempsey barges through, and he's hit Craigley. He full force shoulder, but in a turn, Craig just turned, and he's won the free for Sars as they get the water on board, and they're happy not to get involved in anything. They're happy not to get involved in anything silly here. It's just 2.5 minutes left on the clock. The referee is having a word with Ollie Dempsey, and he wasn't happy with that challenge. You'd expect that he's just going to put him into the book. I think it's his first yellow card. I'm not sure. I don't think he has received any yellow card. I could be wrong, but the referee is having a word with him. And, he's asking for his name, and he's just brandished him with a yellow card, so a 3rd yellow card for Youghal. So 3 yellow cards for Youghal in the second half. Bill Cooper, Brendan Ring, and Ollie Dempsey all going into the referee's notebook. Alan Kennedy now, he's just inside his own 45. Will he chance a score from this one? We're not sure, we'll soon find out. He bends, he lifts, he strikes a huge ball all the way down, and where is that going to drop? It's going to drop short, and it drops around the 6-yard box, but out comes Barry Ring. Barry, brother of Damien and Brendan, of course, and he restarts with a quick free. He finds Bill Cooper, who's back in his own half-back line. Bill gives a short ball down as far as Ollie Dempsey. Ollie looking to take on his man. He does so, and he looks for Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran gets a hurley to it, and he's stolen half a yard. He's given it to Brendan Ring, who looks to take on the man, and he looks to take on William Carney. William gives a fair shoulder and puts Brendan Ring to the deck as Kieran O'Mahony looks to have a go, and Kieran gets his 2nd score of the game. So that's Kieran's 2nd score as the clock ticks towards the 13-minute mark. William Carney now. Short ball to his centre back, who leaves a long ball down the field. And it's Sars in possession again as they look to get their 29th score of this game. They've scored 28 points so far as they lead Youghal by 17, Youghal with 11. Matthew Farrell with ball on Hurley as he gives a hand pass into the middle of the field to Damien Ring. Damien is dispossessed by Daniel Carney, who twists and turns and makes a bit of room for himself and decides to have a go, but it's dropping short and it drops harmlessly into the hands of Richie Cunningham. Richie looks for Bill Cooper. Bill doesn't collect it the first time, but he gathers the second time. He's out around his own wing back line, and the referee blows it up here in Rosdillon, and turned out to be a bit of a mismatch in the end. Yeah. Sars come out on top, 28 points to 11, and Mickey Welch, there was a golfing class really.
There was, yeah, definitely. They were very strong. They were very strong Sars on paper. Like three of the team: Daniel Kearney, Conor Sullivan, Keane McCarthy played in the Ireland final against Clare 2 years ago, and Fraggy played in 2004 and 5. Very strong, but in the second half, you all held them brilliant in the first half. And 10-7, they got a good start. 10-7 down, but comprehensively outplayed in the second half on.
Comprehensively outplayed, and those frees from Sars, giving them easy scores to let them plough ahead and build up that lead.
He got 14 points, and Keane McCarthy got 14 points.
Keane McCarthy got 14 points, yeah. So he got a half of Sars's total.
10 frees and 4 play.
Yeah, so you can't really afford to give away frees to Sars in any part of the pitch really, because he hit frees from out around his own 65 as the Sars men make their way off the field with taps in the back.